Welcome back to your favorite channel. It's your boy PBK9s, giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some gonna like it, man. Some ain't. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Big salute to all the dog lovers and pet lovers across the world. Got a great interview for my brothers and sisters today. We're gonna get into some dog talk and just speak about some knowledge in general. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody having a great Monday across the world, man, from the top of the globe to the bottom of the globe and doing what they gotta do to take care of these pets. How's it going today, my brother Vanguard?
Hey man, it's doing pretty good. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate
Hey,
it. PBK9, they always keep it real.
hey,
Live with the news, good and bad, just to inform the people and just to let them know so they can make a choice.
yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being up here with me, giving me the time of the day to even get this interview off. You know, we gonna talk about the Boyles stuff a little bit in a few minutes, and we'll talk about different strains of dogs, and get your opinion on health and different things.
Mm-hmm.
But first, man, first thing I want to speak about, you know what I'm saying? How you been doing, man? I want to talk about us for a few minutes. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
well, I had been sick for a while, so I was a little depressed. I lost everybody in my family back in 2012. My mom, my sister, my favorite cousin who lived with me in the house, with a lot of aunts and uncles, just about everybody that who supported me in my dog dreams as a kid, people that just supported me, period. And the sad part is he left me with all the motherfuckers I don't fuck with.
Damn,
Hate
damn.
stuff like that.
Yeah, man. When I talked to you a few weeks ago, or about a week or so ago. You told me you was sick, or you had got went to the hospital and stuff, and that caught me by surprise because I didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? How bad you was saying you was sick.
Yeah, well, I had been sick off and on for like 2.5 years, but I wasn't telling nobody. I
Yeah,
just fight through it, and then when it got real bad, because I had to end up with colitis too, which is a bacteria in your gut, diverticulosis, and then colitis. All three of them. Then when I was in the hospital, it was like nothing we could do for you, and tried to send me to Borland and Grover, and I was like, shit, I was ready to right the wheel. I was feeling, all right, man, I was fucked. Man, you couldn't, if you don't realize that when your gut messed up, remember this sad to say, I mean, it's real to say, but people don't want to accept it. You got this shit. You got to pass gas.
yeah,
That's a part of being healthy.
yeah, yeah,
When your colon get closed up and it's swelling up, blowing up like a balloon, nothing can pass through. You can't eat. How you gonna survive? You can't even drink. You can't even swallow a piece of a drop of spit. You can't put a piece of bread in your mouth without feeling that in your gut hurting, cramping, falling all down. Man, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I took the medicine that the regular doctors gave me. Penicillin. I got. Hey man, I got vials of medicine all around here. They're still all in here, all over here on the shelf. Ah, I got vials of medicine. All the people had me all on, man. This ain't even half of it.
that,
I'm like one of them unofficial veterinarians. So I used some of the medicine and backed off it. Then I started thinking about Dr. CB and all these other people, herbalists, and I said, let me get. I got up and I went to Walmart. That was my last. I said, go to Walmart, get everything I need because I can't make it no more. And I bought nothing but fruit, and then I only bought um, romaine lettuce, and I started blending just my fruit in a blender and putting water in it and sipping on it. You know how you in jail? You know how they locked
yeah,
you up in a box and told you you're gonna die. You better sip your breath low.
yeah.
I put a little bit in my mouth at a time, and until it took me about 2.5 months just doing that. Don't eat no meat, no season, no spices. Remember, spices, flowers make medicine. That's how they compound medicine. When people giving you go and take some black pepper and put it in a bottle with water or vinegar in a jar and look at it. Come back 3 years from now, that pepper's still whole.
Yeah.
Well, when you got diverticulosis, it's potholes in your colon, and they're like little balloons where it's been, it's just damaged.
Yeah.
And then them seeds, berries, nuts, stuff like that don't break down and then it go inside your colon, and that's what causes it to be inflamed. And then that's what closes your colon up, close it up. You can feel when you hurt, you realize then how your body is one muscle. You can feel everything. So
Dang.
man, I eat food bland. I don't eat nothing but fish, crab, shrimp, and fruit. And if I eat meat, it'll be just plain chicken breast without the skin, stuff like that, and turkey meat, but not much of it. That stuff I don't like the heavy. I have been drinking a lot of juice, so I got my weight back up.
Can you tell that your body feel different now that you change
Yeah,
your eating habits
yeah.
up?
Well, I feel better at nighttime because I ain't having acid reflux, eating all that bad food, grease, and they put me on heart medicine and stuff because they said my blood pressure and all that other stuff and that cholesterol medicine. They put me on that stuff, but I realized I don't have to take the
Yeah.
high blood pressure medicine and stuff because I'm not eating the pork, I'm not eating the beef, I'm not eating salty food and seasons and getting loaded up on it. So that's like when you go and eat a bunch of seafood at a restaurant, never know that you get sleepy.
Yeah.
The greens, they got that green season and all the peppers, whatever stuff they got.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken, the baked chicken with all that season on they little sauce and gravy,
Yeah.
all the seasoning and the other food and the rice, and you eat that and you mix it up, and all of a sudden you sleepy. And I stopped eating from people because I realized your heart and my heart ain't the same. I can't eat spices. I can't eat that kind of stuff. That's what put me in the hospital.
Hey, something you said that was important I caught the other night. A lot of us overlook certain things and certain symptoms that we have from food
Yeah.
that may not be letting
Oh
us know
yeah.
that the food not good for us. And
Yeah.
we that's just a little gas, or that's a little this or a little that. And
Mhm.
like you said, it could be a little light allergic reaction. It could be just your body saying that's not good for you. You're not
Yeah.
meant to be eating this. You know what I'm saying? Or drinking this or whatever.
Right. So let me
Hmm.
tell you what I had mentioned to you last week. I was saying for a while I used to be going. I like at nighttime. I used to go. I keep doing that, and then my breathing. I thought I was having an asthma attack.
Yeah.
So I hit the asthma pump and stuff, but then I have to spit. And so what I realized is phlegm in my throat. That phlegm was coming anytime I drank milk, anytime I eat garlic and onions. People say, oh, garlic and onions is good for you. It's good probably for you, but not for me.
Yeah.
And not at this age, 54 years old, if I eat any season, it's crabs. They got garlic on crabs and onions in the water, or
Hmm.
anything with garlic, like barbecue sauces, all that stuff in the bottle. You got to read the back of the bottle of the food and stuff, the content that you put in your body.
Yep.
And I started having phlegm all day. I was having an allergic reaction, and then I got these pills. I got so many pills everywhere. I started taking these Benadryl pills, and it went away. I said, that's what I'm having, an allergic reaction to garlic and onion. And it's
Mm.
making my airways clog up at nighttime, and I got to keep spitting, bringing up all that phlegm. If I drink milk, it do the same thing.
Damn.
Milk not only do that, but milk can have you using the bathroom. It's not good for us. As African people, drinking from the cow, we ain't drinking from the mama's titty. That's what we should be drinking, mama's breast milk.
Yeah.
And so you have to realize that at a certain age, certain stuff is catching up with us and build
Hmm.
up if you're not cleansing your body.
Yep.
You can't eat from other people. You can't listen to what other people say is good for you. You got to start making your own food, eating bland, and stop eating out. That's all I did. Stop eating out. Stop eating what other people. Stop being like what we say peer pressure. People say, "Oh, that's good. Just try a little bit." I just stopped doing all of that, and now
Hey,
I feel much better.
yes, sir. Now, as a dog man, do you feel like your dogs played a part or any type of part of your rehabilitation?
Yeah, because I love dogs more than I love people. I'd rather be around my dog. I'd rather be with my dogs in the woods. I
Yeah,
got so many dogs, I might get one go walk in the woods with him. I go get the next one to go in the woods because they all got a different purpose,
yep,
and they all I like a special relationship with each one of them to be together, that's running in a pack like some people want to do. I don't like doing that, and it's a special moment with each one of them. So I live the life of a dog trainer. I sell dogs. I breed dogs. I also make training equipment like bite sleeves that you guys may see people online. Like this is a puppy super soft sleeve, a leg sleeve, so for protection, teaching your dog to bite to protect the decoy while the dog is biting. But this is a level 3 because it has more layers in it, but it's very soft. I make other protection gear like tug toys. You
so
know
let me ask you something real quick while we talking about that. Can you explain to the people what level 3 is or what level
what?
1 is or
Okay,
what?
okay. Well, when a puppy is very little, his mouth is not that big and it's not that hard. You got some other breeds like mastiff breeds that can grip on a little tighter, and you don't want to discourage your puppy from biting. That's the most important part. We want to encourage biting
Yeah,
so that you can develop that puppy through that imprinting. So a level 1 is like as soft as a sock. You ever notice puppies like
yeah,
to grab your sock and they grab the shirt, but then you go grab something else that seems a little different to the texture in his mouth. He don't want to bite it.
mm-hmm,
Well, a level 1 to me is more like this look big, but it's not. Look, watch this. Look at that. You see that? The
mm-hmm,
average bite sleeve you buy online, you can't ball that up. This
yeah,
is so thin, a puppy can grab that. And you can use this up to a year old until he start biting hard. You can put your arm in there and it still got this extra that he can grab on the side and feel comfortable with doing. These are like one level 1 for puppies because it's not that much fabric inside. So it's squeezable flat, You can still squeeze that flat. So level 1 is for dogs that don't know how to bite. You're just beginning to teach them to bite and imprinting, and then into where they perfecting it and they feel good at it. Level 2 would be a dog when you say, "Hey, I can feel that puppy," versus other puppies. That puppy has a harder mouth. He is a technician. He loves to bite. He knows how to bite. He's re-gripping. He's digging full and deep. And this equipment so soft that the dog gonna get a full grip every time. He's not gonna have a frontal, especially when you're not doing defense training. He's gonna be comfortable and put his whole mouth on this. You say, "Oh man, I can." The pressure is no longer pressure. I feel like his teeth is squeezing me so hard. So let's put another layer of fabric in there. That's a level 2. And you might have some other cushion in between that. So it may be 2 or 3 layers.
yeah,
3 is a dog. You got a dog. He been biting since he was doing protection work since he was 2 or 3. Y'all, he's perfected the game. He is dead serious. He'll come through a suit. It's time that we take and put fabric in here that's so thick. You see how that's like a pillow,
yeah,
but it's still soft because of the materials that I use. So the big dog, you can use hard stuff with bite bars in it and stuff, but I wouldn't. I want my dog to think this is a natural bite. You can take this soft stuff and put it behind your clothing.
yeah,
You can put this in your arm and put a jacket over this, and you see how it balls up. You can put your jacket on, and he don't know it's not a real bite. Because when it comes to dog training, all you're doing is painting pictures in the
yeah,
dog's mind. In the dog mind, I don't want to paint the picture you biting on this tug sleeve. I want you to think you biting a man, and this sleeve is just for the man to protect themselves so their skin don't be broken.
yeah. Yeah. Got you on that. Got you on that. Yes, sir, man. Now we about to start off talking about these picks real quick. Well, not real quick, but we're gonna talk about them. My first question when it comes to this ball stuff, man, we were speaking about this the other night when you was in the chat, is where does the white eye come from in the balls, dogs?
Well,
Who's the creator of the white eye? And is that something I need to be adding into my program, or is that a default? Is that just a default that was with a
well,
particular good dog?
well. Let me say this, and I want to read this to you,
Yeah,
and I want you to think about what I'm saying when I'm saying this. I won't say that Dirty Mary was the creator. Let's say Ronald Boyle's first dog was Dirty Mary,
yeah,
right? And when he line bred those puppies, he took the mama, which is, let's say you and I got the same mama, and our mama, like my grandmother has blue eyes,
yeah,
and she black. You'll look at her and you say, look at this black lady got blue eyes, but grandmama was white.
yeah.
Her mama was biracial. My daddy has blue eyes, but none of his brothers and sister does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When he took and bred Dirty Mary the Cherokee Chief, that was a bullish son dog. Then that's basically what that is. And then he bred Dirty Mary to Thrift's Champion Bobby.
Mm.
That's an inbred Bolio dog. Then he took and line bred them puppies. When you start doing that, you're gonna get traits of your ancestors coming out because
Yeah.
you no longer have two different grandmothers. You have the same grandmother. That made them kids double bred grandkids. That made them children double bred grandkids of Dirty Mary, having a quarter of Cherokee Chief and a quarter of Thrift Champion Bobby. Now, I want to tell you the exact gene that's in blue eyes dogs. Like for some people, they would call that a fault, and like when you got a standard in certain breeds, they want it to be
Mm-hmm.
one color, and then like in Dutch Shepherds, I got blue. They want to call it fault, but no, first Dutch Shepherds was blue,
Yeah.
gray basically. They changed them later on. So when you line breed, inbreed, you're gonna start getting traits that come out recessive traits. Most blue-eyed dogs, you see that in huskies, uh, the corgi, the
Yeah.
the marrow dog, and that other little frisbee dog. What that is, I'm having a brain freeze right now. The little frisbee dog my son got. You know what I'm talking about?
I know that corgi and the husky.
Dang, I got the dog, the little frisbee dog, got the little patch, look like some of them Merle, like
Australian Shepherd.
there you go. It's in the
The Aussie or something like that.
right,
Yeah. Yep.
right now in the blue eyes. It's a carrying trait that the Dirty Mary had. And I was trying to get the technical term for it. It's something X4L. Okay, so it's in Huskies, Siberian Huskies, Alaskan Malamutes, Australian Shepherds, and Dalmatians. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but let me tell you this. You take some Boudreaux dogs and cross it to Boyles or Patrick other dog, and it comes out in them too.
Mm.
He just happened to have Dirty Mary as his foundational dog out of Hank and Red Baby.
Yeah.
Burton's grand champion Hank and Red Baby, and line bred his dogs, and that's what you started seeing that look.
Yeah.
That's that look. So don't say that I won't say that he started blue eyed dogs.
No.
Yeah, I
No.
won't. But that is a trait that you see in that line of dogs. His dogs, that is something you're gonna see. White head, painted pony type looking dogs, a red nose, red
Do
over here, white mask. That
so do you know or do you think that his white eye was associated with blindness or just a actual color of the eye?
No, it's not associated with blindness.
Uh,
No, it's not associated. They're not blind. No, I had plenty of them blue-eyed dogs in my day. I had just about every breeding that they had produced from the Boyles line. But I gotta say this: Ronald Boyles, he got out of dogs when he made them first crosses. He got a divorce. He was up there in Yulee. I lived in Amelia Island. That's 10 minutes up the road on the island. He stayed on the other side of the bridge next to the little town O'Neill Yulee.
yeah.
He got out of dogs. People, he not saying that. People not gonna say that. Other people had the dogs and was breeding. You got people like Junior, Ron, Easy. There's so many other big dog men that was breeding the dogs and carrying on. Then later on, he come back and got in dogs. And I remember Mike Lomas even giving him dogs, and different people he was getting dogs back because of
Yeah.
the popularity to make dogs. Ron actually was out of dogs after the first crosses. After the first crosses, like with Mr. Rogers and Boat Action and all them, he was out of dogs then.
Dang.
George Scotes was somebody that, every man got what you call a gopher boy or whatever, flunky or whatever you want to call it, that learning up under you. He kept them going, and he was gave him dogs, but he kept it going and saying Ronald Boyles. But Ronald Boyles ain't had no dogs.
Mm.
That's
Dang.
the truth. That they ain't saying that.
So he really didn't see that Dirty Mary stuff prospering.
He didn't know it. He had got a divorce and he ain't had no dogs. Other
Yeah.
people did it, and he saw the craze and got back in it later on.
Yeah. Mm. Now, what attracted you to them Boyles dogs when you first seen them?
I live in Florida, and that's all we had. Ronald stayed right up the road.
Okay.
That's all was around here when you start talking about them type of dogs. Had people. You had that other guy that had the iron head dog. Let me see, Johnny Watson. You had all these other old men, but white people didn't want black people coming around them, and then they yard them country boys. They didn't like us like that. They was still acting like that when I was in dogs in the early 90s. We made it change.
Yeah.
Jerry Nelson opened the door for a lot of us. He was like the king of rednecks. And they was terrified of him. Nobody fooled around with Jerry Nelson. He was big, he was bad. Billy Bob in the barn. And if he said we could come around, you better not even look at him crazy or make a comment.
Yeah.
So he opened a lot of doors to let us come and be around at that time. And before that, my God, Daddy Vernon was to going around the country boys, and he took people like Willie Coleman, which you call Pom Pom, and his brother Lonnie Coleman, and other people that were in dogs at that time, older guys that was way older than us. But yeah, man. So, being around Mike Lomas, he was, in our neighborhood neck of the woods. And he would love dogs, and Vernon loved dogs, and every man loved dogs. And especially if a man love a tough dog, everybody want a tough dog to beat up a dog or beat up some people.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, when you see two dogs getting it in the hood or whatever, then they take you into the woods and you see something like that, because it was woods, it wasn't city life. You just hooked on the dogs. And I just think that the Dirty Mary stuff captured me more than the stuff like the Bully Son dogs. Cowboy was real big before, we fell in love with Dirty Mary. Cowboy dog.
Okay.
Cowboy, Midnight Cowboy. He was
that stuff was real popular down there.
That was just everywhere, just cowboy. But they were little squatty, little black long little dogs with a funny little bow-legged walk. That's all was around at that time. Bullet Son. And people claimed the Kobe stuff with the white dogs that was Brindle white patches and black sap cow patches with Brindle on it and stuff like that. But that stuff faded with time.
Yeah. Do you have anything off Dirty Mary?
Oh, I got plenty. I played dog. you gotta remember, I got out of dogs for a while. I got out of the circuit of game doggers, but I never stopped having a dog or
Yeah.
having dogs. I gave dogs to people around the world that was in my circle that wanted to carry on and continue on. I gave them to them, and they kept breeding them and stuff like that. Because you gotta remember, I was in dogs, and I became a civil servant, and that were in dogs, when I stepped away from that, they would get in trouble and try to say I am the ringleader of their dog fighting world. And it's because, I had so many dogs, like, in the yard at one time, like Grand Champion, Sparky, double Grand Champion, Mauler Red. Had my hands on Rawhide when my cousin was doing his time. He had a lot of champions over there because he was a true dogger.
Yeah.
Every dog off of Hunter, dogs off of Yellow, dogs off of Yellow John, dogs straight off of Palatine, dogs straight off of the Zebo stuff. We had dogs off, you name the dogs that everybody line breeding off now. We had dogs directly off them. So for me, when I first started looking at dogs 6, 7, 8 years ago, I was like, man, I don't want this shit.
Yeah.
10 generations to get to that dog, man. What the hell y'all done did? Trying to come up with a new wheel?
Mm-hmm.
And nothing's pure. Everything got 10 crosses in it. So I didn't really like it. So any dog you can name from the Cruise line, the Sorrells line, from the Turtle Buster, from the Rebel Kennel stuff, the Turtle, the Rocco, the Stone stuff, off of Jeep bred to stuff like Bristol Store, the Boomerang and Snooty. We had dogs directly off them dogs, before we was making the combination. Back then, you have a pure yard of Cowboy, you have a pure yard of Bolio, and you mix it together when you make a battle cross. And if the dog did so good, maybe you'll bring it back into one side or the other side, but you didn't keep crossing it all these different ways with different bloodlines.
Yeah.
People just kept dogs pure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like I say, the Dirty Mary, the Boyle stuff, I like at the end of the day, people like pretty dogs. I love the pretty dog.
Hey, they just got that look, that white eye. If you can get you one with that white in the face or even a whole white head,
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty, a beautiful dog there.
Oh man, I had so many of them. Bahama Blue, Candy. These dogs were off of Troy P's little buddy, and Zachariah, and Red Gold. I had
Are
dogs.
they known to be human aggressive? Any Boyles dogs? Like not, I know of course you have some that bite,
The
will
Zach,
bite, but
if it got a little of that Eli stuff in it, more of the Eli side, like how Zach and them had, Zachariah
mm,
and them had more like the Oiler Junior. Let me see, like Pogo, Jazzman, right hand man, all them dogs. They were closer on. They had Dirty Mirror, and then you cross Dirty Mirror. I said to the Bolio dog. They crossed Dirty Mirror to the Cherokee Chief dog. They crossed Dirty Mirror to the Burgess Smoky dog with a little blend of some other stuff
yeah,
and two-dog stuff and stuff like that. So they had a bunch of crosses. But when you start talking about right-hand man, right-hand man was an even blend. He was boat action, the Cherokee Chief, Bob Thrift Champion Bobby. But then they took him and his daughter and them that went more on the Eli side because he was more Bolio. Because he was, what I'm saying, they went to the Bolio, more Bullet Son side.
mm-hmm,
So the dogs that were like Orla Jr., Zachariah, all of them, they was bred to the Bullet Son, then bred to Eli, two brothers,
yeah,
supposedly, Bullet Son and Eli. So they crossed them together, so
mm-hmm,
those dogs had less of Dirty Mary. You could say it's a Dirty Mary dog, but it was only one fourth, a quarter, not even a quarter of Dirty Mary in them. It was
mm,
more on that side. They were hard biting, bigger bone, longer teeth because they went more on that side. They went more on the Carver side.
oh, yeah. Now, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about them Boyles dogs, or they get wrong when they get them and they don't like them? What's
I
the
don't see why people wouldn't like them.
yeah,
Let me tell you something about them. I had every dog. I had every bloodline there is. A guy look at me and say, like today, because I'm nobody. I'm not a dog fighter.
Yeah.
I'm not him. I'm not him. I'm an old man now. But when I was young in my heyday, I like to see a dog scrap or whatever, stuff like that. So the average guys in the dog world right now see me and think, oh, that old man, young boy is disrespectful. He don't give you
Yeah.
no respect. He ain't did nothing, you washed up, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's just ignorance. That's just stuff to try to get you to come in and play the gambling game and all that other stuff. That's you looking for penitentiary. Because it's gonna happen that way, because they're gonna tell on
Yep.
you. All of them gonna tell on you. Even the hardest dudes gonna tell on you. They're the ones gonna tell on you. They're gonna look at you and call you a dork because you doing something different. You be the one go do your time with me and don't even run your mouth. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the hard ones, they hard the ones to tell. That's their game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the Boyles dogs, I had every dog there is. I had all kind of dogs. I was playing with the tent dogs and dogs straight off Hunter Red Double and stuff like that because I liked them because they was coming popular and making money off them. But none of them dogs was hot. Dirty Mary Pup is 4 5 weeks old. I know how to connect with them as a dog trainer.
Yeah.
It's like it's in my own blood. It's like it's really my own blood. I can make them hot. They come out hot. They tough. They don't have some of them ones back in the day. They didn't have big bones. And they skin not tough like the Red Boy side, the Jocko stuff and all that. They don't have that skin like you look at the new stuff like Mancha Buck and all them that's a blender of the
Yeah.
Boyles. But that tough skin, you're gonna have allergies and hair fall off and all kind of problems. You gotta be careful.
Yeah. They not known for that. Them Boyles dogs. They known to be pretty good with skin.
Well, no, their skin is pretty thin. You can look at them and you can damn near see their veins and stuff, and their skin is kind of like thin to me. The
Yeah.
pure back in the day, the skin is thin. They bust up easy.
What the not old, I don't say old school. Some of the old fellas used to call them tight skin pit bulls.
Yeah. They do they can they do have soft skin to me. It's pretty skin and soft. It's so pretty. I probably call it soft skin because you don't want to have a scratch on them. They scratch easy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they come in, they wild, they give you the smarts, they give you all the things you got. And you got to know how to school them right. And if you don't school them right, then they don't do right, and they might do a little turning because that come from Burton's grand champion Hank. He was a turner. Turn.
Hank was?
Burton's grand champion Hank. That's where that turning come from.
Okay.
That comes directly from him. Go read about him. I don't know if they got information out there, but it should be out there. But that's what he did. He did a lot of turning. Burton's
No.
grand champion Hank. And that's where it comes from. They do a lot of turning, they go uphill, then they give you all they got and can't give you no more. And then you might have to pick them up.
Yeah.
So if you don't, then you're gonna leave him there and he gonna look bad. You're gonna think bad signs is turning, but that's what he likes to do.
Yeah.
And been in the pen fighting his pup brothers and sisters. He learned how to jump and turn. And that they enhance that Pandora's box that's in his DNA.
Mm-hmm.
When that dog snap on him, that's in his DNA.
Yep.
He's got Bully Son in him, but Bully Son is straightforward. He's can be straightforward. He can't ride the head because he got polio in him. He likes to dance. He's like
Yeah.
real athletic. He can go everywhere, but he's not enough for any of them. He is his
Yeah.
own dog, and they're pretty good dogs, especially when you cross them to any bloodline. I think that the Boyles dogs accommodate any bloodline that you have. It enhances them. It makes them start up early. It makes them act high. You can put them on people. You can put them on dogs. But naturally, they love people. They're really the most sweet little dogs in the world. They're very trainable. You can train them to do anything. The athleticism is very admired because you can put them, make them hang in the tree 10, 20 minutes. Yeah, a long time without coming loose. They like.
Yeah.
If you're feeding raw meat, your dog. I don't care if you got a dog that's this tall, this wide. The difference is how strong his jaw is, how long you can do it. If you feeding him dog food, he like. You feeding him beef, he heavy. It's a difference. It's the
Yeah.
dog food. Now you take a light dog with a strong jaw, and he'll hang up in the tree all day long. Dirty Mary romp tree, he'll scream, he'll holler. He like all that. Need
Yeah.
everything. You go get you them other bloodline dogs, they're not gonna do that. It'll be a year or two before they even get to
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So dirty mirror is like a Labrador Retriever pet.
Yeah.
That'll fight.
Now, if I'm about to start my yard up and I got one pure Boyles dog,
Oh my God.
which way should I go from that?
Woo, I found another pure Boyles dog. Hey, look, I found a pure Boyles dog, but if I was dogging, I get me two. I breed her back to a little mate brother. I breed her back to a daddy, and I breed her to a mama's brother, and I breed her to.
But you ain't got no brothers to go to. You got you one pure dog, and it's the world out there. Should you go back to Boyles? I mean, it's not. You don't got the actual brother, or you just got you one pure dog.
Yeah, I go back to Boyles to keep my line going, because if you're trying to be in this for the future, you got to have a family of dogs. First, we got to stay family first.
Okay.
Now, if I'm out here and I want to go hog hunting, I need a bigger bone dog. Because anytime you cross, look at mixed breed kids. They you don't know who they want to be. Black, white, wild, crazy. Take that dog and cross that dog to bullet sign. Cross that dog to Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I won't knock Red Boy out of it. You know, me and you always been arguing about Red Boy since you get up time. But I bought some. So I can't be. Look, first of all, let me say this. If I went and had dogs straight off of Hunter Red, Deacon Devil, David Tance, Deacon Devil, Yellow John, Grand Champion, G Money, Champion G Money was our dog. You know what I'm saying? Yellow John and Grand Champion Yellow. One was pure Red Boy, the other one had Jocko in it.
Yeah.
You know, so I had dogs like that, but they wasn't my fun. Them big old snaky dogs back then, they was big, tall, snaky, looked like a hound dog. They wasn't like how y'all got them today looking Red Boy dogs, unless you start messing with the Magnum side, the Kobe Magnum crosses to the Hunter Red and stuff. They looked a little different. Red nose, white head, brundle, a little shorter, big, thicker bone. They were a little different. But it's the Boyles, man. They don't talk about no other dog to me but Boyles. We're going to go dig up Boyles. We're going to go find your white friend or one of your little friends, black friends, whoever got the money and the access to a lab to clone, like they bringing back the dinosaur. We're going to bring back Dirty Mary. I ain't gonna go no other route. I like that, but
I feel you on that, man. I feel you. When you like something, you like something.
I just love it, man. I love it. Not like I love it.
Yeah.
I like Jeep, but Jeep so spooky. The Jeep dog so spooky.
Yeah.
It's got a high percent. It's not a dog is gonna get mad. They ain't gonna like it. It is not a high percentage producer of itself. The reason I say that is you got 10 puppies, one or two. One of them Jeep dogs is gonna be bad. The rest of them gonna be rank regular.
Yep. I noticed that them Jeep dogs. I was looking for something.
And they might be spooky.
Yeah, I noticed that they've been kind of, some of the ones I seen had a little spookness to them.
At the yard, they bad, but when you take them around a crowd of people, he ain't gonna show you how bad he really is. You will never see that same dog you can take to the house and it'll kill anything. But he's not gonna do that because the Jeep, that aloofness is in him very strong, like the shepherd dog. He just can't function around people and the lights and all that stuff, especially when these guys are in dogs, live in the woods with a bunch of dogs tied up everywhere, and all the dogs know that one guy, him and his friend coming through every day feeding them, and the dogs bark, that's a signal you coming. They happy about that. Yeah. But they don't know about no in the hood in Florida, big city life, cars, guns shooting, AK, boom, riding down the street, people yelling, "Get your ass back in the house, boy!" and all that stuff. That spooked the hell out of them. They hide in the house.
Yep. Hey.
But if you can raise a dog from one of them little dogs like that, it's still in them count. But that Boyles stuff.
Hey, it might turn to human aggression. That spookness might turn to aggression.
Well, first of all, you're a dog trainer. You need to tell them people right because you know what the truth is. Well, you're just not saying it. I ain't saying you ain't saying it right. I'm just saying you're not explaining it in detail. One, aloofness is, to be weary of strangers. And they bred that in dogs in the beginning of the time because uh, I ain't gonna say they know your real name. Well, I say PBK9. Me and PB was out there in the woods, right?
Yeah, they
And
call me Hirsch.
okay, well, me and Hirsch was out there. I don't be calling people by their name. I don't know that.
You good?
So me and Hirsch, we about to travel to Spain and we finna take over. That's the beginning of the time. We walking. We ain't got no cars and we got a few horses. Them dogs with us. Them dogs at our camp, on the outside of the camp. What dogs do when they get scared?
Start
Nobody.
barking.
Yeah. People think they ain't. People think they bad barking because they tough. No, that's fear. That's a part of their DNA structure. But
Yeah,
then when they become men, see, they were taking your lunch money in school in first grade, fifth grade. You start fighting around seventh. I start fighting around by 10th. Then by that time, both of us, we becoming men. We ain't crazy no more. The same little boy we was scared of. He looked at us one day in the restaurant when we were 22. I slapped him in the mouth and drug him outside by his feet.
yeah.
See, because you're not going to stay the same. Your
Mm-hmm.
experience is going to change you. So with dogs experiences, people use the word socialization, but socialization is not just seeing people and learning how to act and conduct yourself, but it's the exposure to new environments and new things. And when some dogs can learn how to recover when they spook real fast, there's other dogs that take 20 minutes, 3 days. So you don't want them dogs. Them
Yeah.
ain't good dogs to use in a program for certain things because they can't recover. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
some dogs, you might do something to him, he shut down for a second, all of a sudden he grunt back, or you dirt married dog or a bolio dog, you do something to him, now all of a sudden you slap him, you slap him, your hand coming back up, he back to doing that same foolish shit like you
Yeah.
ain't mean that.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand animal anthology and understand how the animal is thinking in order to shape behaviors and mold that into something. And that's what you and I are doing as puppy imprinters. So we can read dogs. We know how dogs think, and we understand how they socialize in their social pack. Because
Yeah.
as humans, we begin to try to think. We think like humans and try to think the dog like a human, but not thinking like a dog in the social archy.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You got to be able to understand them and then learn a system to get them to where they just turn out to be the right dog. So I don't want dogs that ain't all the way out because it is what it is. When I say all the way out, they're not who they need to be when they're very little. You gotta wait too long. Now you get some of those spooky dogs like that, they do that, and then when you take them to the place, to the hunt, they turn into who they need to be. That's very few and far between.
Yeah.
But you know that's a painted picture in his mind. You done
Mm-hmm.
took him there, and every time you take him there, he either gotta fight or flight. And flight ain't good in hunt world because they do away with you. You
Yeah.
ain't got too many times to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So some dogs learn that everything a dog does is a painted picture because he's a creature of habit. And so if you do something consistently, that's what he begins to think, especially if you praise him and you got a connection. See our communication connection with the dog, then he likes that because he says good boy in the house and da da da. But you got him out there in the chain tied up and you don't do that, he don't have that connection and communication and understanding. So he won't look good as the one that you already have a connection with.
Yeah. 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 That for sure. Now, what would you think, or what would you say the best Boyles cross you ever seen in your life? Or not necessarily Boyles dog, but the best Boyles cross with another dog, but you had to say that was the cross. That's it right there.
It's a lot of I wouldn't be fair by doing that, singling out one because
Okay. Okay.
I felt like
It went good with a lot of stuff.
it went good with everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha.
You can cross. So okay, listen to what I'm saying. Just open your mind up for a second to what I'm saying. Now I know you can think outside the box, but a lot of guys on here who are baby, like in church they call you what they call you in church when you first start getting saved.
Yeah, you
Uh,
like a baby.
baby
Yeah.
Christian. So a baby dogger ain't gonna open his mind. He been brainwashed by that one person he around in dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Bully's son Eli Jr. off of Eli himself, Boudreaux dogs. Blind
Mm-hmm.
Billy, inbred blind Billy, which is an inbred Dabo. But breeding dogs a certain way, it changes how they structurally act genetically versus the ones in their back in the past. That's what you're doing. You're putting dogs into them to change the behavior. So the behavior of the Bully Son Carver dogs is straightforward bull, straightforward. He not a dog you go and condition to run on the treadmill and think he supposed to dance all night and ride the head and do like a bolio dog, because that's not what he was bred for. That's not the trait they kept using in his genetic bloodline.
Yeah.
They all come from the same dog, but that's not. You and I kept picking a dog that dance, ride the head.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're looking for in the pups, to do that same thing that the daddy did,
Yep.
that the mama did.
Yep.
We crossing into other little mates and half cousins that do the same thing. That's why you look at them to see what they do. Then you pick that one that has that and seem good at it and game with it and smart with it, and you put it with that one, and you hope that the puppies be half the daddy or half the dad mama, or it could be like the daddy or like the mama. It's good.
Yeah.
So you take that dog and cross it. You take a Dirty Mary, a straightforward dancer, a bully, and all that. Well, I want to put some more bully. He lacked the mouth. He wasn't strong enough to do it. You put the Bully Son in him. I want him to be a freak. I don't know what he's gonna be like, but I'm gonna put some Kobe Bully Son in this Carver's Black Widow. Then you go with the Jeep. I want some Paladin. I want his mouth hard as a rock. I want his teeth long as a tiger. And you put that in him.
Yep.
So you putting dogs together because you're trying to create a trait. But the hard part is they don't come out half and half.
Yeah. You're right about that.
I'm like my mama's daddy. But damn, I got a dad. My daddy had a daddy and a mama. My mama also had a mama.
Yep.
But I ain't nothing like them other three people. And so now you gotta have the whole litter and go through your test or whatever your test is or whatever venue in. If you're hunting hogs, if you're hunting dogs, I'm gonna say it like what it is. Whatever you're doing, you don't know what it is until you go through a test. Your test.
Yep.
Or the test that the group of people thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you choose the one that does that. And sometimes you'll be like, oh, this one ain't doing that, but he does damn good with what he's doing. So that's how you breed dogs. You breeding dogs for traits. You're not breeding dogs for looks in any working world. I don't care if it's a Dutch Shepherd, a German Shepherd, Connie Corso, American Pit Bull Terrier, a Bull Terrier. When you breeding dogs, a Labrador Retriever, I want him to retrieve, I want him to be dead tired. I'm throwing the ball back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and he don't stop. If he a detection dog and I'm gonna be the police, or I'm gonna be working with a search and rescue, I want my dog to love this ball so much. Every time I throw it, he do it for 10 hours. He'll die there before he stop. I gotta put him up, lock him up.
Mm-hmm.
Every dog can do the same thing any other dog does. It's just that some does it better and some are genetically better because they have generations of dogs that were tried, true, and tested and then brought together and not just bred because they were purebred or they come from this.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you 100% right about that. 100% right about that. Let me ask you this. We always say, what's the best crosses, or what goes best with certain lines. When it comes to the Boyles, and we talking about a pure Boyles dog, what is the line that you say you just know don't go with it?
Oh, you said don't go with it?
Don't go with it. You might cross it with Red Boy, you might cross it with Jeep, but you done seen a dog in the past that was, say, a bolio stuff that just didn't show that.
To me, when you breed bolio, although Dirty Mary Mama Red Baby was bolio daughter, and the Klaus, she was half Klaus, the more the Klaus line. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember Tombstone, Maloney, all that stuff. The Klaus, bolio was different stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Pat bred different stuff. They all was different lines, different traits of different dogs.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
he, he had Klaus in it, he had the Tombstone in it, he with the Malone and Toot stuff. He had different stuff that he was putting in it. He tried Boomerang a little bit. You know, he tried different stuff, different dogs that was famous, the sheep, and then line bred on the sheep because he put this in it. And I ain't saying it all work, but when you breed a Bolio dog, the Bolio dogs to Dirty Mary, to me, I ain't never seen none of them come out being still hot like they was when they was just the Boyles dog because she came from Bolio. They was good dogs. They produced better. Them dogs would produce dogs when you go back to something else and it got that in it. But I never seen a good one like this bad.
Yeah.
You see better Bolio dogs when you cross them to the Mayday type dogs. You know what I'm saying? You seen better dogs when they had Red Boy and Jocko together on top of with 50% Bolio.
So
You
with Dirty Mary being,
Bullet
pretty
Son.
much, with her having that bolio in it, and say I'm saying I'm getting me a heavy bred Dirty Mary dog, and I'm gonna throw it back to the Mayday stuff. You know what I'm saying? With the bolio in it, a lot of people say balls, 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 but they not even looking past the that one breeding where Dirty Mary them came from, which is off of bolio stuff. So would would that go back? Or have you seen some Mayday balls dogs that was pretty
Yeah,
spectacular?
that's what I started breeding.
Okay.
And I won't say that that was I was saying that was it. It was
Yeah.
just that it fell in my hand because my little god brother, Boo, he 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 always been like somebody he know I'm up and down, I'm in and out. When I need something, he kind of he ain't no counter. He just kind of he just the person I just like to use the word counter, but he just somebody that he always been there for me, and he always breed dogs and different dogs, and he'll put stuff in my hand. Be like, hey man, I got a lot of this. You take this and see how that does for you if you like that, and stuff like I champion Puma bred the grand champion Tango daughter that fell in my hands, so I end up with the Macho Bill and Macho Buck stuff, and I was like, hey, let me see, and I started crossing that to Bolio, pure Bolio dogs. I crossed it to the Malcat stuff. I crossed it to Dirty Mirror stuff, and I liked it with the Dirty Mirror stuff. Then I look in the pedigree, and you go in the back, and people don't understand. In the back of them dogs, you got that STP stuff. What you think that is? That's the right hand man Twiggy stuff I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really what that stuff is, ain't it? If you look back at it,
Yeah.
Yakazu Cody. Who you think made?
Mm-hmm.
What you think made Mayday? Mayday was half Bolio.
Yep.
Half
Yep.
he was 50% Bolio. 25% this and 25% that.
Yep.
So, to me, the Red Boy dogs just slow a dog down.
Okay.
Lay down, just to lay it down, dog. For I ain't
Hey,
saying all on the same.
I,
He rides you out till you get tired, and then he come up and do his thing. Damn right, he gonna look good because he laid from the bottom and held you when you look like you was bamming him, but he was holding you in a spot that he really wasn't getting hurt.
yeah.
Not enough to make him quit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I seen them red boy dogs do that. Dogs with heavy red boy in them do that. They'll lay around, just like you talking about, lay around. And the other dog think they're doing something, but that joker done found him an area where he can be content at, or he know
Yes,
he can't.
sir.
He not gonna take too much damage, and then he gonna lay around. And sometimes they get them hurt, but sometimes they play in their favor. A lot of times they play in their favor.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And they ain't no rank curves. Most of them ain't rank curves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if a dog ain't a rank curve and that's just his style, he not a muscle dog just run in there. But when you get tired, me and you outside at a bar, we fighting. Now, both of us done played football, basketball. Coach had us running all day for hours, punishing us. We know about that second win.
Yeah.
Shoot, we get tired and scared like we need asthma pump. But all of a sudden, that second win come, we stronger than we was before. Now we ready.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah.
second half player. Then you got them other players, they can't get tired. They're first half player. They look good at first. Then all of a sudden they start fading. They ain't good, they tired, their legs hurt, they ready to quit. Coach got to take them out the game. See, that's what I'm saying. Them second half
Yep.
dogs. You got to get a Bama. You got to get a Bullet Son, the first half dog. He's the first half. And then the first half has to accommodate his training. So you don't train him like you train a Bolio dog. You train him like you training Hulk Hogan. Like you training a muscle bound freak. I want you to come in there with the strongest you mama. So just take it, let's look at it like this in a fight. And we talking about this we just hypothetically talking.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali was a second half fighter. Muhammad Ali just didn't come in there and knock nobody out.
Yeah.
He did it right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he woke up. All of a sudden, he was roping over, laying on the rope like a red boy dog, and letting you do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You punching him in the face. It wasn't enough to knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
He had a spot, his sweet spot, y'all ain't never found.
Yep.
His sweet spot, let me say it again, his sweet spot, it wasn't here, it wasn't the chin, it wasn't on the head, it wasn't the ear. You ain't knock his equilibrium off. Ain't nobody knocked him out.
Nope.
But then you brought George Foreman in there, the Bullet Son, with all the big muscles and the strength, and it was taking him from corner to corner, whamming him. You can hear it through the speaker on the TV, like he was in the Coliseum. But when he gassed out, who came to the top?
Yep.
Red Boy?
Yep.
And what was that picture when you
The second half dog.
The second half.
Yep.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So if you ain't got a killer, then you just wasting your time.
Yep. Hey, now in your mind or your eyes, who do you feel like is the best producing Boyles dog of all time? I mean, it's all opinionated, so it don't make whatever you feel like is what you feel.
It depends on what you think is best. Like I like pretty dogs, so I like Clyde. I like the Clyde look with the blue eyes because he carried that gene that produced the blue eyes. You seen it. You seen him sometimes in his brothers now.
Clyde, you said Clyde.
Clyde the Undertaker. I like the Clyde the Undertaker for the looks. The boat action dog, Mr. Rogers dogs. I like the Mr. Rogers because when out of that ring neck threw some that stuff with some good dogs. They try. If you want to go through political influence, the old timers and most people, I don't know if he was the most legit pedigree or if some of them was made up, but they went with the right hand man.
Yeah.
And started talking about Twiggy and Tippy. But if that was the case, when you took Tippy and bred the other dog, I didn't see no real great hellacious dog. And then the boomerang side off of Queen, I ain't never seen them dog like Alexander, Sweet Fox, and all of them because they went to Brown Boys bred the Bolio stuff to the boomerang stuff. That's the stuff you see in the T-Boy dogs and Queen of Hearts and all of them. I didn't see no hellacious dogs out of them that was hellacious, but later on down the line, they accommodated. But
yeah.
So I say, I'm a Zachariah fan. Zachariah and them, they might have been some curves, so reduce a lot of that. I liked that stuff. But I think they all even like dogs. They all produced together just about the same. And especially when they were all blended line bred like that. So I just can't say, let's give it to Nitro. Let's give it to George Scott's dog, Nitro. He was off a grand champion handicap, bred to Crazy Tippet. And so, and we didn't have our hand on a lot of handicap stuff down here. And as a black man on that dog, military guy. And George did have a few dogs out of him. So I like Nitro a lot because they were super, super hot. And anything you bred them to, you can breed them to a rat. You got some good dogs. And that's like at the end of the journey when I was getting walking away from dogs because of all of that rah 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 that was affecting my life. Because like a lot of these guys ain't never had them folks come in their life. Them folks don't be playing.
Mm-mm.
Like how you be talking about these boys getting cases on them. Them people don't be playing.
Hell no, bro.
That shit sounds sweet for y'all to want to fight dogs and do all that stuff. Telling people get in your life and ruin your life. You got a good job and a nice house and a pretty wife and some kids you love.
All about a dog.
You're gonna be in jail. You ain't gonna see your kids grow up. You have a little daughter. Some stepdaddy might be touching her son, beating him up, punking him out.
Mm-hmm.
The streets gonna raise him, and then they gonna be in the streets, and you can't connect with them when you get out because they older, they grown now. They ain't that same kid no more that believed in you. You ain't did nothing to show them no love, So you gonna separate yourself. But at that time when I was going through all that, I had a dog. My baddest dogs out of that stuff was out of Nitro, bred to Rebel Kennels. To Stan Cash's Betty. Stan Cash Betty. Let me tell y'all. Let me put it. Let me back out right. I had him right here in my hand. For some reason I didn't ask for him, but he jumped up in my face. And since you got me on the show, we might as well talk about it.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Let me
And
let me. I'm getting off the camera for 2 seconds. I'm coming right back.
Okay. I want you guys out there in YouTube land to go to Google right now. I want you to go to Google and I want you to type LaFlorida Outlaws Nero. That's L-A, La, Florida. Flaflorida. Then Outlaws. OUTLAW''S Nero, Nero. Then put pedigree online and pop it open. I'm finna open your eyes. I own hundreds of dogs in my life as a young boy. In my early 20s, I had a lot of game dogs. I don't really, you know, partake in that kind of stuff as I did as a kid. Well, I trained dogs, service dogs. I changed my life and got away from the dogs. And it wasn't the dogs, I got away from the people. So I still have a few dogs that I love and I train. So if you guys are on Google and you open up LaFlorida Outlaws Nero, Nero pedigree, I want you to look at that pedigree. And I'm finna tell y'all something. And I did this before. And at that time, Mike Lomas and all of them was living. And, they were all in the same building with me. And they told these people the same thing. Now, LaFlorida Outlaw Nero is off of Valley Boys Betty. That was owned by Stan Cash. And he got out of dogs because he became a police officer. He was a correction officer. Betty was off a Champion Turtle, Rebel Kennels Champion Turtle, 4-time winner Rome, and Champion Rebel Kennels Champion Penny. Champion Turtle was a son of Crenshaw's Champion Jeep and Abraham's Black Magic. Black Magic was off of Otis. That was a dog that they bred the Honey Bunch to get some of Jeep's other half sister that was bred the Honey Bunch, but this bitch Black Magic was bred to Red Jerry, which is a rascal daughter, bred to Hyde's Miss Georgia, which led back to George and Carver's Meanie, which is Ironhead Bullet's son. Ironhead is one of the best dogs when I was a little kid. If it didn't have Ironhead in it, it wasn't nothing. If it had Ironhead in it, it was the best. A lot of them dogs were stolen, papers was faked and stuff, and they were saying they was bred one way and another, but they wouldn't. So Bullet's son and Ironhead bred together, bred that to Rascal, then bred that to Champion Otis, then took that daughter and bred the Champion Jeep and made Champion Turtle. Champion Turtle was bred to Champion Penny, who was off of Woods Champion Thor, who was off of Woods Snooty, and Miss Snooty, Miss Pool Hall Red. Y'all see that? And that was Jarrett's Champion Head, which is Miss Boomer and Grizzly, which is again Boomerang, Bullet's son dogs.
Yeah.
That bitch, that female right there with all them champions was bred to Nitro, which is handicap crazy Tippy. That produced my dog. That was one of the baddest I've had. I had at least 1,000 pit bulls in my lifetime. Sold them like that around the world. But that dog was the most phenomenal. You remember when you first met me, all the boys on the phone telling you about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real daddy, the champion Voodoo. Voodoo,
Now,
they lying. George them, they all fake the papers. Mike, whatever. Mike met me on the side of the road, gave me a whole bunch of voodoo dogs and money not to tell nobody. He the one came up with the idea for George, who was on crack at the time, to fake some papers. And George Scopes was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. He'll be double great grandchildren. He'll be a double great grandson that have a handicap. If we make the papers look like that, you know how they be talking all, trying to talk all. They get too smart. Not saying that in a racist way. I'm just saying
yeah.
a group of them like to get too smart.
Hey, a lot of that stuff, man, that brothers did back in the '90s and the early 2000s, late '90s
Yeah,
and
that
early
was
'90s.
that time.
A lot of that stuff that it was before our time. When I say our time, I'm talking about internet time. A lot of people didn't expect a lot of that
They
sneakiness
didn't
to get
expect.
out.
They
You know
didn't
what I'm saying?
expect it. They didn't expect it.
If it would have stayed like it was in the '90s, right now, it would have never got out. As far as technology and stuff like that, and it goes that like everything changed in the world. Just look at the brother who was assassinated, over the past week or so. I'm not saying his name, but the brother who was assassinated. I'm gonna show you how much time has changed, and it's just like same way in the dog game. Now you see how many different conspiracies they got about that. What happened this way? Maybe it was a two shooters. Maybe this. Maybe that. Maybe this. And think about it. Everybody got cell phones. Everybody got cameras. Everybody got technology. The people in the social media world is giving more information, more real information than the actual police is. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if we would have had this type of environment when Dr. King and President Kennedy was killed and different people was assassinated, that the government just gave us a story and we had to run with it for the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is what happened and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now they say that they trying to say that about this situation, but you got, they say the bullet didn't exit. Now you got social media showing you where the bullet did exit. The government lying to us saying the bullet didn't exit, but you got people on social media